I'm banned on Twitter.
You're banned on Twitter for what?
I don't know, but I'm banned on Twitter. So I'm trying to recover my account because I've had it since like 2013 or longer than that. I've had it for like a long time and I'm banned on Twitter. So I have no idea what to do. I sent them a message like, I'm banned. I don't know why. And then they sent me a thing that's like, hey, do you even have access to this email? I was like, yes, I have access to this email. And it's been like a week since. So, that's it. I'm just
Okay.
banned. Like the last post I did was something October, like October 30, like in October. And and like none of my stuff is ever offensive. The only thing I can't I don't know.
Okay.
So yes.
Mysterious banning of Ray.
Yeah. I don't know how long I've been banned. I don't know what caused the ban. So I just am. Just am. I'm banned.
Okay. Well,
Roll intro.
Roll intro.
I'm Rebecca.
And I'm Deanna. And we're
The Halfwit Sisters. You never watched my edits, did you?
I watched the first 10 minutes of the last one.
I did the edits,
I actually
everybody.
watched like the first 20 minutes.
I did the edits. I'm editing videos. I downloaded DaVinci Resolve, which is actually pretty intuitive.
Yeah.
Pretty intuitive. I was enjoying that. It's great. Update on me. I quit my job, so now I'm trying to keep busy and not have an existential crisis every other day.
Yeah. I'm still working.
Yeah, I had to rush that edit too. I had to rush that because originally our schedule was going to be like gameplay. This is like what we're going to do now. We're going to add in because you and I are gamers.
Well, no. So you were always going to edit that for this week, for this last week.
We're
But then
adding
you
gameplays
had
in.
something come up, and I was going to do the game.
Right. But something happened, and the gameplay video messed up, and so I rushed those edits to get it out. Because I didn't even start at them because I was still trying to figure out some of the stuff that goes on with DaVinci Resolve. So I was like, oh man, now I need to rush this stuff. So I did. And it came out good. I was happy with it. I enjoyed it a lot.
Okay. I'm glad. It's good. I did watch it. You have this weird zoom in feature for like the first 5 minutes.
Yes. So what happened there is you have to be on the clip you're editing. And I was trying to zoom in on some text, but I didn't realize I was zoomed in on one of the video clips. And so I was messing with this text and it wasn't zooming. And I couldn't figure out where I was zooming in at. So yeah, I had the weird zoom at the beginning and I didn't realize it until I'd already rendered everything. And then I was like, oh, well, I'm just going to have a weird zoom in at the beginning there. It'll write itself.
It happens.
So, yeah. What are we doing for this one?
So I figured we would talk about the schedule that we're going to have now because we actually made a schedule, and our half-wit rating system.
Okay.
And then if you have any updates on any project you're working on, I can talk about how I've done very little headway on Project Evil.
Okay, I just want to give you a heads up. I don't know how I'm appearing on your end, but on my end, you're lagging quite a bit.
fine on my end.
Yeah, well, it might be because I have 3 people home today. Like everybody's home today, and we're all on the internet.
Hopefully the recording is fine then.
Yeah, there's nothing I can do on my end. There's legit nothing I can do on my end. I can't go into the other room and be like, get off.
Yeah.
So if my responses are late, that's why.
Okay. So we'll get started with the schedule. I made it, and I wrote it. So this is actually week 2 of the new schedule. 1 week out of the month, out of a 4-week schedule, we'll do gaming, and we'll have us playing through A Way Out right now, and then we'll see what game we decide to do after that. But you'll be able to join us in a gaming, join us by watching us have a gaming session, because we're both gamers, and so we thought that'd be fun.
Mm-hmm.
The second week is project updates and whatever random topic we use to fill that space. Week 3 is a movie, book, show, review, whatever we watched or read, and we want to talk about it and give you a review. And then week 4 is current events. So whatever's happening in the world that we want to make commenting on, that's the week that we'll do it.
Well, I think we should go ahead and just switch it around. Like make week 4 our game, like end it on game, because we already did our current events with following. If you watched our last episode, it was all about the Wall Street Bros. Wow. Well, yeah.
Well, so
hedge funds.
Yes,
versus...
and I see what you're saying, which is why current events is on the bottom, because that's the episode that just came out, and gaming's on the top because that's the next episode that's coming out.
Oh. Yeah.
And so
our
this
schedule's
episode
currently
is
out
the
of whack.
project update.
Yeah, our schedule's currently out of whack because of some complications.
So that's why I put it in this order. It's because we've already done current events, and that was last week, or the week before last week. And last week is gaming, and then this week's episode that we're recording right now is current event, is project updates. So that's why it's in this order.
Oh,
yeah.
Who knows? Whatever. This is our loose schedule. It'll what happens.
Yeah. So yeah. So that's our new schedule. It might rearrange itself a little bit as we go, but currently that's what we're at. And it kind of ended up just working because we have followed the schedule unintentionally since we did our Soul review. And
then we had done a Mulan review.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but
and then we had that
from our Soul review till this episode, we've kind of unintentionally followed this schedule. So, yeah, art's our new schedule, and that's all I have to say on that.
Right. Awesome. Well, I've got nothing to say. We really needed to do something. We really need to do something to help us get in track, because we're every week just sitting down going, I don't know.
Yeah. It was very hit or miss on what topics we were going through and being able to talk about.
Well, plus with current events, we could sit down and do a lot more research if we were able to see it ahead of time.
Yeah. So we know in 2 weeks that we're going to have a current event episode. So we'll be looking at the headlines and pulling the ones we want to talk about and doing more research so that we're better educated about the topic.
Yeah. So on to our next section.
So speaking of weeks, though, because week 3 is movie, book, TV show review, we did decide on a rough kind of, we're still going to refine it, but a rough estimate of like our rating system. And we've used it before with the movie gets a full wit.
Mm-hmm.
And so now we'll have that broken down better as what is a full wit, what is a half wit, what is a no wit review.
Mm-hmm.
And so full wit is obviously we both like it and we both really recommend you go and watch it. No wit is the exact opposite. We both did not like it. We wish we didn't watch it. We do not recommend it.
Mm-hmm.
Half wit is that in between where we might recommend it or one of us really recommends it but the other doesn't. But overall it's like watch at your own risk. And then I don't know if we will use quarter and 3/4, but that will be a step further into that. Yeah, we kind of recommend it, but be warned about this, or the no, we really, really just we enjoyed it, but I wouldn't watch it type thing.
Mm-hmm.
And
No,
so
she
that's
came up with that
really
on her own.
I sent it to you, and I was
Yes,
like, I
yes.
expected you to come back with some topics on some critiques on it, and that was nothing. You said great.
Yeah, it looked good. What else was I to say? Like it looked good.
It's like okay. And of course, I will put the little seals that I made. So full wit, 3/4 wit, half wit, 1/4 wit, and no wit. That's really for whoever's editing this video so that you can put it.
I'm giving it to you. You're having this one. I still got to edit our gameplay video.
Yeah. So, that's our new rating system. So we'll be using that starting next week when we review a couple different movies
Or shows.
or shows.
All right, and
I don't think I'll have a book to review because I just started my book.
and it's not necessarily like we're reviewing and watching the same shows either. So, like that's going to be interesting on how we do that too.
Yeah, I think that's where we'll definitely probably use the 1/4 and 3/4 wits, is when one of us has not seen a movie.
Mm-hmm.
So
I've been watching for like the last since Friday. I binge watched this entire series in all of its different iterations that is out. It's called Moto Dao Shi, and I'll talk about it on our next episode. But it's called Moto Dao Shi, and it's a Chinese adaptation of a gay romance novel. And on Netflix, it's called The Untamed. If you haven't heard of it, it's super big on like the gay side of TikTok right now. So, like, if you haven't heard of it, that's what it is. The Chinese name being Moto Daoshi. So I'm definitely going to talk about that next episode. And DJ hasn't looked at any of it. And right now, you can't even watch the anime on YouTube, which is where I originally watched it. There's like a chibi version of it out where it's like little 5-minute episodes that you can watch, but the actual anime isn't there. And I'm reading what they call it, the manhwa. Which is the manga version of it that I'm reading too. too. And I'm reading the translated novel version of it because why not go all the way?
So you really went for it.
Hey, I'm just doing what you did with Mulan.
That wasn't a lot to watch or read, though. It was 3 movies and a poem.
So I'll give you guys some stuff about that. But I'll talk about that next time.
Okay. So that's for next time. And then project updates, I guess, is where we'll head from here.
Yeah, we can go to project updates.
First update I should tell you about is my background.
Yeah, look at that.
I'm finally starting to move into my new apartment, where I live with Neil, and getting everything set up. So you'll see all my lovely gallery wall that I've been wanting to put up for ages, but like just never had the opportunity to. And I will have a video on my channel that I'm going to record once we're done here, talking about what each of these things is and giving a little tour of my office space, because there's more than just that. But yeah, so I'm finally getting everything set up, getting the lights, our orange and purple color scheme over here.
Oh, yeah, I see it, yeah.
And there's also, I got a new green screen, so it's all kind of exciting stuff and getting this set up. And yeah, I'm slowly getting it to where, well, pretty much right now this is how this background's going to be. There'll be like a few minor changes, but that's mostly in just like getting my R2 unit displayed and stuff like that.
Is that a moody octopus I see over there?
Yes, it is. It's my early Valentine present from Neil. Little grumpy octopus. Happy octopus.
Where's that? I sent you, okay. Quick story. Sidebar, but quick story. On TikTok, I saw this video of this cat lamp. Where is it?
It is at my apartment. So
Okay.
yeah, that's one of the things that will eventually get put in and displayed on this shelf right over here. But yes, I do have that, and it is one of the few things that I've yet to get displayed.
Okay.
But it is coming.
Okay. What else?
And so aside from just doing the Halfwit seal of approvals, I also got the logo for Project Evil's evil company, Sylvan.
Mm-hmm.
Sylvan?
Sullivan?
Something like that. We should know us.
It's been a while since we looked at a lot of our stuff. We took a break from it.
I got that. So that's here. And I wanted to do that because I was looking at what the framing was going to be for like when Belladonna is in her office, her cubicle. And I wanted to be able to have my computer in the background so that you'd be like watching it from this direction, and you could see her working on the computer. And so I put like little CPU and RAM and bandwidth monitors that I faked in one corner, and then some code running with shipping manifests going up and down that were changing. On one side, and then I was like, okay, on this other corner of the screen. I need to figure out something to do. And so I was like, you know what? I'll make the logo for the company. And so that's there.
Mm-hmm.
So slowly but surely I'm getting the background stuff of that all together. And I don't have it with me yet. I'm going to go get it this weekend, but I did make a show binder for Project Evil so that it has all the scripts printed out with basically a notepad next to it where I could put notes about props, set, what the green screen needs to be for it, how I need to make what props, but basically everything that I would need to know so that when I do go and film it, I know, okay, I'm doing these angles, I need these props, I need to make sure the green screen is set up. And so slowly working on it so that next week I can try and do a test shoot because I don't have work next week. It's midwinter recess. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to be able to get some of that while I have time during the day when I'm home alone. I have time to at least set up some test shoots, and if those go well, maybe even start recording.
Okay.
I feel a lot more productive now that I actually have a desk.
Space to work in, yeah. Yeah. I constantly have to wander around my apartment to find a zone that feels good to work in. It's hard because when the roomies are out there doing their thing, it's like, well, I don't feel like I can be productive in this area. So then I have to go into my room, but I'm looking around my room and I'm like, ugh, this doesn't feel productive either. And because of the panorama that's happening, I can't go over to a coffee house and be like, let's work here, because most coffee houses are either operating at 50% or there's no sitting available. So it's like, I have 3 things that I'm supposed to be working on. On, the game, which I'm still struggling with, that podcast, the storycast that we're supposed to be doing with the magical girls, which I've finalized the outline for. So that's, well, finalized as in I know the beginning and I know the end, so that works. And I know the reason for things, so I've got that kind of mapped out. But what I've been doing, so if you head over to my own personal channel, and DJ, make sure that when you're done with your video and you post it, you send me a link. That way I can do the little I bar. Yeah. What I've been doing on my channel, which there's already 2 up, and 1 went up at the time of when we recorded this. We recorded this on a Wednesday. 1 of them has already gone up. So every Wednesday I go out. Oh, okay. So pretty much every week I go out and I find writing prompts and then I write on them. And then because I didn't decide, I didn't think that was enough, I decided to take them and do audiobooks to them, and then take those audiobooks and post them on my blog. So now you can find those audiobooks on my YouTube along with all the writing every Wednesday. So that's a thing. And it's just go check it out. I even make I even made text box subtitles to it. And I was talking to you and another friend of ours yesterday. I was like, it's so hard doing all these text boxes for it.
Yep.
The last one I just did, it was 30 text boxes. It's an 8-minute audiobook. That's how long that was, an 8-minute audiobook. And I don't have to do it. I could just put the audiobook up, let YouTube do its thing with its auto English subtitles and just do it that way. But I was like, nah, I want to do it my way because I did all the writing. Why not?
But also sometimes those auto-generated ones are really, really off.
Yeah, which is why I decided to go straight using my text. But you can't, if you're doing, I used DaVinci Resolve, so if I do these text boxes, you have to do them at about 2 sentences at a time, and then you have to do some nifty work with it so that it fits properly within those text boxes. So it's 8 minutes, and it's about a 2-page narrative that I'm breaking down into these text boxes. So it's 30 text boxes that I had to do. Two sentences per text box. It was so much work. And I was complaining while we were playing with a friend of ours yesterday that I was like, this has to be a better way of doing this. And then it struck me, I was like, why am I doing it this way when I could have just done it like using PowerPoint and like so dumb. And we're like, I could have just done PowerPoint and a screen record and da 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 da, and then just brought it into da da da. It was so dumb. But it's a learning curve because I've never done this kind of stuff before. And my thought was like, of course, bringing it into DaVinci Resolve because I record the audio separately. And even when I was recording the audio, like I brought it in, like my first one I did, I couldn't figure out why the audio was only coming out of one ear. And so I went and Googled it for the second video, why is it only coming out of one ear? And I learned if you record through a lav mic, it brings it out in under a mono, which is a single, right? Single channel. And that you have to do some funky stuff with it to make it stereo. And I was like, oh, why didn't I know this on the other one? Why didn't I Google it with the other video? So I'm sitting here. So one of my posts that I wrote today, I was like, I never thought I would be learning video editing to do audiobooks, but here I am. But I'm having a great time with it. I'm enjoying myself immensely. And it does start off because it does help me like not worry too much about not having a job. And keeps me kind of focused and active, which is great. So I'm doing the audiobook. I did the edits for the last one. I'm doing the edits for our game cast that we're putting out next week, right?
This week.
This week.
The one that goes out this Friday.
Yeah. I'm gonna do the edits right after we get off this call.
Like I said, and this is like I do have most of it edited. It's just that middle part that got messed up that I can't fix. It's about 10 minutes of footage. So if you wanted to cut it, we could and just put up a oopsies. Which if you're watching right now, you'll know what we ended up doing. As we're recording this, the plan is that Beca will just do the edit for the video. Mm-hmm. But no, there's a headache and a half in lining up some of the audio.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, okay, going back to the thing. So every Wednesday I'm releasing these prompts. Wednesday, I'm calling it the Wednesday prompt pretty much. I'm releasing these Wednesday prompts with the audiobooks. Do I have to do the audiobooks? No, I don't have to. It's a lot of work, but I'm doing it anyways. And a large part of the reason why I'm doing it is because growing up I always heard, well, I don't read. And I hated hearing that. Well, I don't read. No author likes to hear that. Oh, you write? Well, I don't read. But you listen. Audiobooks is probably one of the largest growing industries right now. And everybody I know listens to audiobooks. So I was like, okay, you don't read? Well, you listen. And I started doing that. So I have 2 out. You can find that on my channel. And more is going to be coming. I have to find some other writings that I need to do. And of course, as I mentioned at the beginning of when we started this year, that there's even more projects that are be coming out that I'm writing outside of our Halfwit stuff. So I'm excited to share those too. And those I'll announce those as we go on.
Awesome.
Yay.
So, I think that's all the project updates we have.
Mm-hmm.
Because other than that, I really haven't gotten anything done.
Mm-hmm.
And
Is it random topics though?
yeah.
Random topics.
The only thing I can keep thinking of right now, and it's not a great topic, it's just a...
Random topics.
Have you heard about the Gorilla Glue girl?
Yes. Yes, I heard. I don't know exactly what happened, but I heard that there's this lady that went and did tried to use Gorilla Glue on her hair and it backfired major.
Yeah.
And now she's trying to sue Gorilla Glue, but people are like, why? Like, you're a black woman, you know very much like what you should and shouldn't use on your hair.
I mean, just in general, it's not like the Gorilla Glue spray that she used was in the beauty section. It says it right on the label. Don't get it on your hand, don't get it on your skin or in your eyes or on your clothes. It's not meant for that. And now she's suing because it didn't specifically say for hair. It didn't say not for hair. And it's like, and then everyone's like, oh, this is like the McDonald's lady all over again. And there are two very distinct differences between Gorilla Glue lady and the McDonald's lady.
Yeah, McDonald's lady got a bad rap. Like, that was a legit case. I learned this years later. Like, you have to go and actually do research on it, and here's like a wiki link for it. But you have to go like do actual research on that one because McDonald's is a multi-billion-dollar company, and they did a very effective smear campaign against this lady, and that's why we think she's a joke. But it was a legit case.
Yeah.
An actual legit case.
She ended up with third-degree burns.
Mm-hmm.
And she didn't want the money that what she ended up getting was far more than what she originally even wanted.
Right.
She wanted enough to cover the medical expenses and the loss of income, which was like $20,000.
Right. Yeah.
And then McDonald's offered her $800.
Yeah.
And then she went to court with them, and the court decided that she was entitled to more.
Right. Right. It was they used to heat their coffee up to like some 100 degrees or more. And they were doing that for a specific reason. So I think they were saying like something like they didn't want people to get refills, so they would heat it up to like over 100 degrees. Oh my god, I thought I put that on you.
Just under boiling is where they would heat it. Because you don't want to refill if your coffee is so hot to drink that you have to wait forever and then you leave so you don't get your free refill.
Yeah. And that's what happened is she spilled the coffee and it got third-degree burns on her hands and on her nethers.
Yeah.
So this lady, going back to the Gorilla Glue lady, she did that. And here's the thing. Even a lot of people in the black communities were pretty like the black creators on my TikTok were pretty calling her out on it too. Like one person was even like, this is like a fall and slip scam. And that there's no way you didn't know. And a lot of the black creators that I follow who take very good care of their hair know exactly like the kind of product you should and shouldn't be using.
Yeah.
And so
it's not like, I want to say it's Gorilla Snot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gorilla Snot gel is like, some people were like, oh, well, she thought it was Gorilla And that's why she used it. And it's like, no, those are two very different products. They don't look alike. And there's no way you went into a store thinking Gorilla Glue was supposed to be used that way.
Yeah. 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 I will be on this side, though. I do hope, she comes out on the other side okay. Like, medically okay.
Yeah.
But the whole thing about her going to that's on her.
Yeah.
That's on her.
Look, I wish her all the best. I hope she's able to she won't be able to save her hair. She's going to have to get it cut off. But I wish her all the best. But like the entire thought of having a lawsuit and winning that lawsuit, there's warnings about leaving it on your skin. Your hair is right on your scalp. Like, you really don't have a case.
Mm-hmm.
So, but
I've been following the impeachment trials.
Oh yeah, those are supposed to happen this week.
Yes, I watched the video that the Democrats put together for the impeachment trials. It's 13 minutes long. I watched that video. That was hard to watch. That was super hard to watch. It's like 13 minutes. If you want to watch it, The Guardian, I'll put a link down in the description, but The Guardian pulled it to, has it up on their channel, their YouTube channel. And that was hard to watch. Like, they gave it's a play-by-play of like what led up to the Capitol riots. Oof. It's just like, you watch that video and you go, there's no way you can't just like go, that happened. That happened. And the other thing is, like, where I was watching some of this stuff that was going on about it too, and how, the Republicans are like, you shouldn't go through with this impeachment for this and this reason. And the Democrats were coming back with like receipts on every time in history where it's gone through. And what I liked best about it is that they used instances from Republican history of when they did it. And it's like, your own party did it. Like, this is your history. This isn't a Democratic history. This is Republican history. It's your own receipts. And it's like, you can't deny, because if you do deny, you deny your own party's history. That was just like,
yeah.
They were pulling out like quotes from Republicans and shit. It was just the Democrats were just laying out Republicans' own words, and what could they say at that point? But the piece de la resistance was how the Trump's lawyers got up there and were like, pretty much summed up to like, wow, we didn't expect you to be this prepared. This is like the subtext between like his whole rambling. It's like the Democratic Party did a good job. Which translates to like, we didn't expect for you to be this prepared. It's like, you expected this to be a joke?
Like, and I feel like part of that came from the first impeachment trial where it took so long to go to court because like the articles just like weren't given in time, and then like it fell through. And so they're like, yeah, it's going to be fine on this one. We incited insurrection, but that's fine. They're not going to have proof.
Yeah. Wow. The other thing that I liked is when this guy put up this pretty much a calendar, and it's like impeachment, 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 and January not impeachment. It's like, this is the immunity month. Yeah. Just there were just a lot of moments watching that where you're just like, damn. Oh damn. Like a moment out of do you ever watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
No.
Okay. So in Brooklyn Nine-Nine there's an episode called The Box. And there's a moment in there where uh a detective, I forget his name, but one of the detectives tells the guy, "You're gonna say at one point, oh damn, 3 times." And later
Yes,
on,
I've seen that scene.
yeah, later on that happens, right? And so so that was like there's a moment where it's like, oh damn, oh damn, like every time they like present something new, it's like always like, oh damn. It's just and like you just watch the Trump team just flounder the entire time. It's hard to watch. It's hard to watch.
I'll have to go and watch it later because, yeah, I hadn't seen it. I forgot that was happening this week, mostly because I have not really been on social media where I get a lot of the updates on like, hey, this is happening.
Mm-hmm. The other thing I noticed is the movement in crypto. I was talking with my friend about this. In 2018, he and I were sitting down at lunch. I'll never forget this. He and I were sitting down at lunch and we were talking about crypto, and he was like, "Don't you think that crypto is like a bubble and that it'll pop soon?" And I was like, "I don't know about that. I think crypto's going to be okay." And then he messaged me the other day and he's like, "So, I'm getting into crypto now." But
It's super expensive right now too. It's really high.
yeah, well, that was gonna happen. Doge. Doge. So here's the thing. Doge is a meme coin. It's not really meant to be anything. It doesn't actually hold value. It was designed as kind of a joke. Now, around the time that Bitcoin started getting super popular in 2017, 2016, when it started getting super popular, Doge and other crypto coins started coming out. Doge popped up as kind of like this joke coin that people were throwing out there. And it started gaining a little traction because people on Reddit were like, oh yeah, Doge, let's get on this thing. But it was never meant to hold any value. Now people are just kind of like, let's get into Doge because it seems to be super high and it's like the lowest coin we can buy into. And so people are buying into Doge. The problem is it doesn't actually hold anything. You can't really buy anything. Like you can't go out to a dealership and buy a car using Doge because Doge doesn't hold any numerical value to it. It's just a it it's nothing. Right?
It's
But
a plot of land on Mars.
pretty much. Which is funny you mentioned that because Elon Musk, the reason why a lot of people are looking at it right now is because Elon Musk is talking about it. And every time Elon Musk talks about something, people are like, "Oh, he's so smart. He must know what he's talking about." No,
He doesn't.
no,
He
don't.
tanked his own stock last year.
Don't. Don't.
Have you seen his child's name? It's weird. Don't listen to him about
like he's a smart guy, but that doesn't necessarily like intelligence doesn't translate into you like real world knowledge every single time.
And that's one of the things that you find with people who are highly intelligent. They are highly intelligent about a certain subject, and then everything else they're bad at.
Look at Sherlock Holmes. Like, look at Sherlock Holmes. Oh, I know he's like a imaginative
Fictional character.
Yeah, fictional. Whatever you said.
Fictional character.
Thank you. I know he's a fictional character, but he's actually a great example of an intelligent character whose specific knowledge does not translate into real world know-how. Right? Like he didn't know the planets revolved around the sun. Why? Because it didn't fit into what he thought was important. There's a character so there's an anime that I was watching called Bongo Stray Dogs. It's an anime. I have this character on there that's pretty much like the Sherlock Holmes of the anime. And he always has to have an assistant with him. And they're like, why do you have to have an assistant with you? And he's like, well, I don't have a clue how money works or how to take the train station, like how to take a train. And they're like, why wouldn't you know that? You're like 26 years old. And he's like, why would I need to know it? Because he's got like his ability is called ultra deduction. And taking the train and knowing how money works doesn't fit into him knowing how to solve a case. Like that's why he doesn't even care about it. Taking the train, whatever, it doesn't fit. Like it's not going to help me solve a case.
Yeah.
Like knowing when the train leaves, like, that might help. Mm-hmm.
Even like with real people, you'll see someone who's highly educated in when they're talking about stuff in their field. Dear God, the passion, the knowledge that they have is amazing. And then you ask them something like, how do you boil an egg? And they just sit there with a look on their face.
Or that one thing that went around TikTok for a bit, where it's like, don't you know that you can just screw the bottom of your deodorant and the little cap pops off?
Yeah. It's something that feels so common knowledge to you that someone who's spent their entire life specializing in an area might not realize. So like with Elon Musk, yeah, he's an incredibly intelligent guy. He built Tesla and, you know, whatever else he did. I wouldn't necessarily go to him for advice about stocks or Bitcoin, cryptocurrency.
Well, I think a lot of people kind of trust him because you're gonna have to fact check me on this, but I think he was also one of the people behind PayPal.
Yeah, I can fact check you right here. Hold on. He was the largest shareholder, it looks like.
Right.
He co-founded X.com. It merged and became PayPal. So he co-founded one of the companies that eventually merged to become PayPal.
Right. So that's why a lot of people tend to take his financial advice, because he came from kind of that background. But also, he's been disconnected from like the everyday man lifestyle for a long time. And I don't think he's ever really been in it, but he's been disconnected from the everyday man lifestyle for a long, long time.
Yeah. And it's funny because disconnect between stuff is not just like rich and poor, it's also generational. Mm-hmm. So like, and there was a TikTok I found recently where it was like talking about how like,
keep going,
how like Gen Z and millennials might not be taking financial advice from their parents anymore because they were all about like Dave Ramsey, like that's the parents, Dave Ramsey, and or pay with cash. And then you, in the younger generations, like, no, cash isn't real. It's not coming out of my bank account, so it's not real.
Or, okay, That's another thing. Talking about the disconnect between generations, how all of like Gen Z has decided that like our side parts are now outdated. Our skinny jeans are now outdated. Like what?
I'm sorry. No one looks good with the middle part.
I don't get like so like people are the things that I love best coming back from the like millennials is like, are you trying to cyberbully me? Do you know what generation made cyberbullying? We're the
You merely
OG.
adopted the darkness. Oh wait, hold on. I gotta do a
We
voice box.
came
Hold on.
up
Let me
with
find
it.
one.
We made the words you're talking about right now. Like,
I don't know what this one will do, but let's just
do this one. You merely adopted the darkness. I was born into it.
I'm just like when I heard like this like the side part wasn't a thing. I was like the side part like over half my TikToks are just me with a side part. Like there is no way that I would not have a side part. I don't I it's just not
I will
happening.
literally like I'll have a middle part, and then when I start recording, I'm just like, and now I look nice.
I don't it's like I it just cracks me up the way that the younger generation and I mean we're pretty bad too. Like the millennial generation used to make fun of the older generation the way that they dress, like bell bottoms and stuff like that. Like yeah, for sure, we definitely made fun of that. It's like so this is just like the same. It's like it's just a repeat of like this generation's turn to make fun of our generation. The only thing is like the way that they're doing it is like you're not even being inventive.
Yeah.
You're not heard it, been there, done that, bought the t-shirt, made the t-shirt. We made the t-shirt, you bought the t-shirt.
Yeah.
It's just
Thank you for coming to play. You can go back to your sandbox now. We've already done that.
This reminds me of a time. So there was this before I quit my job, there was this little girl that I was working with on her reading, and one of the questions I always had to test the kids on like what they were reading, and the story was about this guy who was helping this other guy, and this the way this girl described it to me, DJ, I had to continue to listen to this kid with a straight face, but she went like this. So there's this guy who needed to help this other guy, and so he said, "Hey, dude, could you help me?" And the other guy was like, "Say less, I'll help you." Say less, I'll help you, bud, I'll help you. It's just like, keep going.
Say less.
Say less.
Oh my god. Yeah.
And then right next to her, this other girl was helping one of the other kids, and I heard, "Oh no, 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 no."
Yeah.
Whew. Man.
So yeah.
I'll
I mean,
miss this.
honestly, generations are the generation differences are something as simple as talking on the phone.
Yeah.
Guys, you talk on the phone. It's a phone. You taking a picture?
I haven't seen that. I hadn't seen that.
That's one I saw scroll by recently. I was like, Okay. But yeah. But basically, I wouldn't take some advice from some people that are disconnected from things.
Yeah. I wouldn't take advice from the dude that was selling flamethrowers to everybody. Like oh. Oy. Boy. So next episode we'll be playing A Way Out.
No.
No,
Last
wait,
episode we played A Way Out. Next episode we'll be talking about movie reviews.
Oh yeah. Well. So stay tuned.
We're back to where we're not. We'll be soon. We will be back to where we're recording a week ahead. Recently, it's been the week of.
Yeah. So da da da. We just got thrown off because of like everything that's been going on, but yay. So you know what to do.
Like, subscribe, and hit that little bell icon so you're notified of all of our videos.
Mm-hmm. And down in the comment section below, tell us about weird things you've seen the newer generation do or say, like that no cap thing. No cap. What was it? No cap. No printer. What was that girl saying?
I have no clue.
Oh my god, she was like, Valentine's, no cap, no translate. It was like, no cap, print, no translate, period, no translate. Have you seen that?
I have
I'll
not.
put up a video of it. I'll send you the video.
Send me
of
the
it.
video. Yeah,
Yeah,
because I'm editing this video.
Yeah, I'll send you the video of it. It's just so bizarre. Put down in the comment section. Wait, you've seen the weird things you've seen the newer generation do. Tell us about a project you're working on. Hey, yeah, let's do project days. Tell us about a project you're working on. Love to hear about it. And
also, if you have any book, movie, or show recommendations that you would like us to review, let us know. That way we can see about putting it in one of our episodes.
Yeah, would love to. Other than that, we will see you next time.
Bye.
Ciao.